Are these the next meme stocks? Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your stein of coffee, because we're going to ask the question if these are the next meme stocks. What a brilliant way to start May, everyone. So first up, let's have a look, once I click properly, let's have a look at some of the meme stocks. I mean, we all know about GameStop, everyone. You know, the famous short, people were piling into GameStop, keep calling it GameStop, and buying so much of it. It really became, for a lot of people, about revenge, about getting back at the banks. It became very personal, particularly those who saw their parents lose so much in the GFC. But, I mean, technically it made sense. There was a fund that was shorted a lot, and we'll have to see how it goes on. Because a lot of people made money, and a lot of people lost money too. But that wasn't the only one. It seems to be a trend now. We're at this point where there's a confluence between social media and the share market. What about Signal? Do we all remember that one? When Elon Musk, he just did a tweet, use Signal. So a completely unrelated stock shot up. It just rocketed up. Remember that? Just because of a tweet from Musk. So many people follow him. And I think it's quite dangerous because he's a bit of a shit stirrer. You'll see, he's done it again with bloody Dogecoin. What is it? This is a joke crypto, it's the people's crypto, and people are going in. And I'm watching other YouTubers who've got viewers who've made, put in $200, $267 one guy did, and now worth $30,000 for this crypto, everyone. So just look at the volume. Look at the volume. I've had tons of Dogecoin back in the day, back in 2017, everyone, and because it was cheap to move around. If I had held on to, 200,000 Dogecoin, 300,000 Dogecoin, which wasn't anything, it might have been the way to do it. But is there any sense to this? Or is this just a mad hysteria? People just piling in, thinking, oh, well, Musk tweeted, might as well get in because everyone else will get in. So you try and, sell to another sucker, because that's what Doge is, everyone. So let's have a look at the next meme stocks, guys. Let's look at this article from Reuters. So analysts, new meme stocks swing as shorts and retail investors face off again. So recent volatility in a handful of so-called meme stocks is putting the spotlight back on the tussle between individual investors and short sellers, months after a wild ride in GameStop captivated Wall Street's attention. Stocks that have notched big swings this month include laser manufacturer Microvision Inc., a favorite on Reddit's popular Wall Street Bets forum, whose shares have risen as much as 170% since April 20 before tumbling in recent days. Pharmaceutical company Ocugen is up about 110% since April, while online video games platform Skills, which has been added to the portfolio of Cathie Wood's ARK fund, is up about 45%. These moves do not approach the stunning nearly 1,700% gain in video game retailer GameStop Corp in January, which was fueled by a flurry of buying that forced hedge funds like Melvin Capital to unwind their bets against the stock, sending it higher. Shares in the video game retailer and many other meme stocks that rallied in its wake are well off their highs, and retail trading has dropped from levels seen earlier this year. I mean, here's the thing with GameStop, guys. We've got the Australian version here, and I enjoy computer games. I play computer games. Where do I buy them? Steam. I buy them Steam. I can't be bothered going and getting a box. Even when you go and buy a boxed game, there'll be, a key for Steam in it. So now I buy them in Steam. I'll buy Green Man Gaming or GOG. That's it. It's just convenient. And I'll go into these shops when Rachel's, buying some girl thing, and just to have a look around and take the kids. And it's all now about, I think, the merch and the little toys and things. So is there a future in that? There's a question. Is the company overvalued? Because GameStop have just released a whole lot of additional, shares to capitalize on this. And hopefully it'll be good for them. Anyway, We're seeing some return of interest to those Reddit-type stocks, but not with the same pace and fervor we saw before, said Robert Phillips, a director of Per Sterling Capital Management. Still, some market watchers believe a small-scale face-off between retail investors and short sellers may have sparked part of the volatility in Microvision and other recent movers. Average short interest in a basket of 50 stocks with market capitalization of under 100 billion, monitored by vendor research, has climbed to levels last seen in January, the firm said in a report earlier this week. At the same time, cash equity purchases and the premium spent on call options for Microvision and some of the other gainers soared in recent weeks, an indication of retail buying, according to analysts at Vendor, which tracks retail activity. With the precedent of Melbourne Capital in mind, we suspect that the long-short community started to turn bearish bets as soon as they sniffed a potential comeback from the Reddit crowd, Vendor's analysts wrote. Microvision, which traded below $1 as recently as June 2020, is up 210% since short seller Hindenburg Research said it was betting against the company's stock on December 2020. On December 22nd, illustrating the potential dangers bearish investors face when positioning against meme stock. Hindenburg Research did not respond to a request for comment. Right now, you can have a perfectly logical reason to short a stock and still take a terrible beating if a group of traders pulls together to push the stock in the other direction, said Phillips. I mean, here's the thing. Short selling it's something that has a value. Because what if you buy a stock and you need to get out of the market? They'll be at a lower point. The short sellers are the ones that are buying it back. That will kind of hopefully dampen the fall down. So, watching WSB stock on December 22nd illustrated the potential dangers. Okay, we've already seen that. Whether the stars will align anytime soon for another move on the scale of GameStop remains to be seen. That stock had a combination of short interest that peaked at about 145% of the float. I mean, that's the thing. How can you short more stock than is on the float? Maybe they're borrowing stock from people who hold it. According to S3 Partners data, a massive following among retail investors and institutions happy to jump on the shares wild ride. Investors are looking for history, possibly to repeat or look for stocks that are going to be parabolic, said Eyal Winsky, managing director of predictive analytics at S3 Partners. However, GameStop was such an outlier in price moves that it's difficult for that to happen again. There are signals, however, that broader trading activity among retail investors may be picking up. In the last week, there was $700 million in net retail buying of large cap companies tracked by JP Morgan, compared with $500 million in the previous period, the bank said in a report issued on Wednesday. Vandal Research said purchases of single stocks by retail investors have ticked higher, though they remain much lower than in previous months. Meanwhile, buying of exchange-traded funds by retail investors fell early in the week to its lowest level since late last year, a potential sign that they may be ready to take on more risk, the firm said. So are we looking at some potential new meme stocks, everyone? Have you bought into Microvision or biopharmaceutical company or Skills? What do you reckon, guys? Now, here's another thing I want to talk about, because if you're buying into this stuff just for the potential that it can go up, is it that different, really, from the good old-fashioned pump and dump scams that have been going on forever and that are illegal in the stock market? I know technically they're not the same because you just love the stock, but it really has the feeling of it. And pump and dumps are just prevalent in crypto, guys. You can see them all the time. So what is a pump and dump if you're not familiar? It's a scheme that attempts to boost the price of a stock through recommendations based on false, misleading, or generally exaggerated statements. The perpetrators of this scheme already have an established position in the company's stock and sell their position after the hype has led to higher share price. This practice is illegal based on securities laws and can lead to heavy fines. So it's an illegal scheme to boost the stock's price, usually target micro and small cap stocks. People found guilty of running pump and dump schemes are subject to heavy fines. Now, I think I've seen this in the crypto sphere. I remember I bought into a IPO and an ICO, and it went really well. This is with crypto I'd mined. back in 2017. Then I bought another one, and it just, on the news, and it kept pumping, and then it just crashed. Unfortunately, I didn't sell. I waited. I didn't sell on the hype. That's what you have to do, and I mean, that's what you learn. But these things are dangerous, and a lot of people are joining them because you have all the people organizing the pump. They will buy up, slowly accumulate a stock, and then they'll do a pump. They'll release the information to everyone. Okay, here's the pump. We're going to sell it to other people. And they dump it on the people they're selling it to. Now, CoffeeZilla, a YouTuber, has done a really good video on this. I joined a pump and dump scheme, so you don't have to. It's just released it a day ago. Check it out, guys, if you're not familiar with it. It's a great video, and he tells it how it is, just joining these Telegram groups and these other schemes, because these are scams. These are dodgy scams and illegal. Now, this isn't exactly what's happening in the meme stock world, but it really feels like it. A tweet can send something to the moon, literally. And I know that's Elon's thing, is sending stuff to the moon, but come on. Is that your investment strategy? Is that just getting rich quick? What are the solutions or the lessons we can learn here? What is your investment strategy? What are you doing to invest? Are you trying to make a quick buck? If you're trying to just get rich quick on investing, how is that different to gambling? That's fine if that's what you want to do, but I'd say you have to treat it like that. You have to treat it like some play money or going to the casino. You could do really big, like Wall Street bets, or you may not. You could lose it. Here's an example. I typed in Wall Street bets loss, down $300,000. Can you afford a loss, everyone? At the moment, my investment strategies are very boring. I'm building up stacks of dividend-paying companies because I'm happy seeing money just appear in that account every day, nearly. I'm doing it in the US market because there's, a much greater diversity of companies that pay dividends on a monthly basis, so I can just have it trickling in. It's a little different. I'm not going to make huge gains on there, but I want the passive payment. What about you? What's your risk? So there we have it, guys. Thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thoughts and opinions on this one in the comments below. If you're a fan and want to help out, you can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can use our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or AussieBroadband. You can sign up for SelfWealth, where we each get 5 free share trades, or for Stake, when we get, both you and I, once you fund your account, we get 1 free share. I think it's either GoPro, Nike, or Dropbox. You can buy our merch from HeiseSays. We hand make our own pocket squares. You can use Teespring to get our mugs, or you can support us via Gold Pass or PayPal. Have a great day, everyone, and watch out for those meme stocks. Take care.